In case you're wondering, your computer screen or your phone screen is not messed up. I don't know what that was. That's all we got to play because our other lead-in video has vanished.
Welcome
and
in from outer space.
Yeah, it's like, so I'm sorry we put you to sleep or hypnotized you or whatever it was. But this is Real Talk on Shelbyville Now. Though it's Thursday afternoon at 4:21. Last Thursday, the celebration, Bo. Yes. We've got some cool weather. We got 3 more nights of this, and then everybody leaves town.
Yep, they go back, and we got Labor Day, and then back
to work on Tuesday. So we do have a long weekend coming up. It looks like the weather's going to be pretty good for that. And Bo, we got some stuff going on across on the other side of the world. Russia is lit into Kyiv, throwing missiles, drones, kamikaze drones, you name it.
In the midst of peace negotiations.
Yeah, right. Okay. Putin don't want peace. Zelensky don't want peace. The only one that wants peace is Donald Trump. And I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
It's just,
it seems like it's going to get to the point to where Russia just keeps on, bombing, and then there'll be no more Ukrainians left. And then their mission is to take that land. I mean, I'd hate for that to happen, but I mean, Ukraine can only take so much. I mean, Russia is the ultimate.
They're leaving out of there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I mean, Russia's the ultimate. They've got their population. It's ridiculous.
And you got Zelensky wearing his green war fatigues and black pants, or maybe he's all black now. I don't know. Maybe he's gone dark.
I would like to see a day in the life of him. I'm sure he goes out, shoots his gun.
Well, he's not in there. He's not there.
No.
He's touring the whole world.
Yeah, but I mean, like in his private range, he's out tactical training, and he's doing no war.
No, he ain't doing that. He's on a fundraising mission. He's asking for $1 billion a day, and the reason he needs that is not to defend his country, because his country has already been beat. Okay, they're destroyed. What he's doing is he's getting rich, and he's feeding money back to a bunch of congressmen over here that keep voting for this garbage.
Yeah, it's a money deal. We follow the money, and there's people getting rich while blood is spilling.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, I mean, we're not mentioning any names.
No,
but it is a total just it's criminal. It should be criminal because lives are lost, and it's on for money. I mean, here we are. And by the way, Ukrainian president, he's been on his best behavior with Trump. Let's just put straight. He's
after money.
He's after money, and that's usually what happens when people want that.
And what blows my mind is Trump has given him some since he's been in office, under the guise of we're going to help save Ukraine. Ukraine is gone.
It's gone. And let's talk about this attack that just happened yesterday, or today. It depends on the time.
Well, they keep hammering them.
But it was 500 something drone attacks. In the middle of that, they throw decoys, and then there's like 60 or 70 missiles. I mean, and they're hitting all the districts of this large city of Kyiv. I mean, we've heard here of Kyiv. That's a big city. That's a historic city. They're getting pummeled in the middle of, and Russia, the Kremlin says,
how many people do you really think are still there?
I have no.
I don't see how they can do anything.
I would. I mean, can you imagine living in
I would be there.
I mean, every second of the day, there's a chance that a drone strike or something comes. I mean, you're in the midst of a war. I would imagine there's no one there, but I don't know how that they may not be able to leave. They may be having trouble getting out of there. And
I got news for you, Bo.
What's that?
If drones fly over Bedford County, I'm out of here, buddy. I'm out of here.
The drone strikes are.
I'm out.
That's something else right there.
I'm out.
But that's happening. That's happening. Yeah. That's real talk. Yeah. That is happening today as we speak, in the middle of peace negotiations.
They're not negotiating.
But we'll see. I mean, it seems to be the war that's just.
Here's the thing. I mean, Putin says this is what I want. Zelensky says, nope, you're not getting that. Nope, we can't do that. Nope. Well, who is he to say no now at this point? I mean, it's a debacle.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we just keep throwing money at it.
Yeah. Well, maybe he wants to go to fight to the last man, and he might, but that's not the way that you should.
I honestly believe he already has gone past the last man, and we got Europeans in there, and we probably got Americans in there.
Well, that's the last thing we need is other.
I think they're already there, Bo. I just don't think we know about it.
You're probably right.
I mean, you got North Koreans fighting for the other side.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we don't know.
I just really believe that. I think he's out of 16-year-old males. I mean,
yeah, it's
sad. It's a sad situation. All right,
it's sad.
Let's change gears and talk about the terrible shooting that took place in Minnesota. We had 2 children killed. All right, and then Trey Gowdy comes out and he goes woke on us, and I'm going to read his comment. And I've always been a big fan of Trey Gowdy's. Okay, but it concerns me when he comes out and says this, and I'm going to read what he said in case everybody hadn't heard it. Okay, and I get where he's coming from, but he doesn't realize the impact of what he's saying and how he says it. He says, we're going to have a conversation of freedom versus protecting children. How many school shootings does it take before we're going to have a conversation about keeping firearms out of / it's always a young white male, almost always. All right, so here we see the pattern has been going on for a few years now. And when something like this happens, rather than addressing the real issue, we all want to run to gun control. And that's what he's talking about. Keeping, he says, freedom versus protecting children. In a free nation, you protect children.
That's what freedom does.
That's what freedom allows. Okay.
That's what freedom does.
If we aren't free, our children are not safe.
No,
period.
They're not.
Okay. So let's start talking about just practical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A school is a soft target to begin with.
Yes.
We have to harden the target.
Yes. Let's get rid of the days where we used to be able to, maybe roam freely or go visit our kids, or the kids could play. We're in a different world, and it's not because of the guns at all. It's because of evil. It's you see mental illness going on. In this case, another mental illness that was obviously involved. But we're leaving the soft targets. And when this one allegedly shot through windows that weren't bulletproof, I mean, we've got to have those nowadays. I'm sorry, it's 2025.
Here's my question, Bo. How does a person get a rifle that close to a school without sending up red flags? Where are the people that are supposed to be watching out for our kids? Okay, they're not. Okay, no. We have a couple SRO officers in Bedford County, and we think our kids are safe. Well, the SROs are probably strapped to do a certain thing. Their role used to be to interact with the kids, and now it's to protect the kids. Yes. But you need more than two.
Yeah, no, they do both, and they do wonderful job.
Yeah,
they're outmanned. They can't be everywhere at all times.
Okay, so I've seen schools start to put metal detectors in to keep problems from within the school. Bulletproof glass. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that? That would have saved lives in this case.
And we've got it right here in Bedford County. We've got the new Cartwright Elementary. Yep. It was designed with safety in mind. We've got additions that have gone to all the schools here in Bedford County. We take safety priority. We have to, and we can't let we can't let anything go. These are our children there. These are our children. And if we can't get rid of evil. I mean, it's evil.
It's evil. And there's no law that's going to do away with evil. There's laws that can prosecute evil. And I think there's laws that could be made to where if you have a rifle near a school, we're putting a bullet in you. And there needs to be somebody there to do that.
Yeah, there's no reason to have a rifle near the school.
No, the only people that need to have rifles at the school are the people protecting the school.
Yes.
All right. And how do these people get inside of a school and walk around shooting people up without getting taken out immediately?
It has to be these areas that are probably never crime happens, and then all of a sudden they let their guard down.
There's use for you. Bedford County needs to be prepared for this type of stuff.
You better believe it.
And it needs to be a hard target. If you take guns, if you try to do it with gun laws, we're going to be handcuffed.
Yeah, and we need to stay on our the representatives of our county to make sure that every day they're reminded that, just like every morning when if you've got kids, you hug them, you kiss them goodbye, and you hope that you're going to see them come home. But God forbid, if something like this were to happen, the mindset needs to be every morning that this could happen, and I've got to be on alert. But like we've discussed, we can't put a whole perimeter of officers around. So what we can do is we can secure it.
But somebody with a high-powered rifle that's watching.
I would say, even with of course they do need the firearm close, but if cameras, I know that they have these in Rutherford County actually, and I just saw this come across last night, and maybe you're seeing everything with gun, but they have gun detectors like that. I guess are some kind of new technology that they can detect that you have to walk through to go to all football games and all basketball games. I don't think this is a metal detector. I think this is a new type of technology that most schools might start to have but in this case, this wouldn't have made a difference.
Here's
This is an exterior.
Here's one thing we can go to an extreme, Bo, if we're not careful here. Let's
Yes,
really let's isolate what the problem is. Okay.
Yes.
Steve Jordan comes in there. All the shooters are trans that hate Christians and children that are soft targets. Okay, let's talk about that just for a second. The idea of a transgender person wanting to commit violence. Okay, first of all, the idea of a transgender person is nothing but a deception from Satan. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so let's start talking about the root of the problem.
Yes.
Parents should have the most impact and the most influence over a child their entire life until they turn 18 years old.
Yes.
It shouldn't be it shouldn't be a teacher. It shouldn't be a principal. It shouldn't be a friend or friends. It shouldn't be somebody dadgum showing videos on TikTok. And it dadgum sure shouldn't be somebody promoting transgender ideas to kids that might be confused and be leaving a lie.
Yes, you're exactly right. I mean, it's obvious. Okay, look, humanity, here we are. And we all have friends. And this is my opinion, friends that might be men that might be a little feminine, or maybe a little, or we know women that are a little masculine. You know what? That is okay, because that's who they are. And for people to try to then put on this dress or try to hide it, and then it creates a mental instability.
Exactly.
They're not taking care of the problem when they could be taught, as you know, when they know that this issue exists as a young, say, look, you need to be proud of who you are and not, try to pretend.
And that starts in the home. That starts in the home.
In the home.
Right.
And what's happening now, though, is these parents are going to the doctors for the answer, and the doctors are giving hormone blockers and puberty blockers.
It's not a medical issue.
Putting all this. And so what does that cause down the road? Yeah. And he says, all of them are trans. No, the last few we've had here, that's starting to become a trend. So it's not all, we've had some people that want this main people. But this trend right here is telling. And what does it tell us? It tells us that mental illness is a problem. And if you're transgender, you've got a mental illness.
All right. So if that's here's the question, Bo, and this is argued, you can debate this. I mean, but depending on which vantage point you come from, is it just because evil influence, or is it a mental illness? Because I think the evil influence is what creates most mental illnesses.
Yes, it's created from the evil influence.
Yeah.
And then what it is in the shooters, it's manifested itself. And then now it's burst, and it burst into 2 children being dead.
Okay, so but here's the thing. You start stopping this before it takes place.
Yes.
And the idea of doing this becomes a bad idea, because I think it's more about attention. It seems like that the last 5 years, the routine is I'm gonna get a gun, I'm gonna kill as many people as I can and cause as much havoc as I can. Then I'm gonna shoot myself or get shot, and it's a suicide mission so that I can get attention. But the attention, they never see it.
They never.
See it. They don't think past that. They don't. I guess they played video games to the point that they're delusional.
They think they get a reset,
and a new life. Okay, but it's mind-boggling to me that we're having this conversation today, and the last thing that we get talking about is actually protecting our kids with making it a hard target. It's like a political hand grenade. Nobody even wants to talk about. Now, Steve Jordan's talking about education with permit carriers. Well, I think is a good idea. Arming the teachers.
Well, the reason why is because they've wanted to normalize this type of lifestyle. When this transgender and this dressing up as Halloween, and it's dress up. They have glorified this, and then it's gotten to the point to where if you say anything is it, then how dare you, but no, what I am is I'm a logical thinker, and when I logically think that I see something that isn't, then I'm gonna call it out. I mean, I don't go around dressed like a doctor all the time and say, "Hey, I'm a doctor. I'm here to get you."
But let's get to the bullets flying part. Okay, let's just say this is a group of people. There's 3 ink pens right here. I'm gonna lay them right there. Let's just put that to the side. No matter who it is, they've got guns pointed toward our children.
Yes.
Okay, a gun pointed toward our children is an imminent threat that needs to be taken out. I don't care who's holding the gun. Okay.
Amen.
All right. So the idea of arming teachers, it sends chills up down somebody's people, but we're not talking about just tossing a gun to a teacher and say, "Here." No, we're talking about training people to be
it would be
protectors.
like if me or yourself were teachers. we can both.
Oh yeah, I'm
we're
telling
very
you,
fluent
there's
with the
no
handgun.
way I would be teaching a class
No.
without a gun.
No
on
way.
me.
But that's the type of you would get fluent. They would be fluent in firearm, so
Right?
to speak.
Absolutely.
So it wouldn't be like, oh, you've never shot a gun. Well, too bad. You got to put it in your class.
You
That ain't
do
happening.
you do that if you got it fixed where there's people armed in that school and nobody knows who it is, but them, and the threat is they're coming back at this person, whoever it is, whatever they are, whatever their agenda is. If a muzzle gets pointed toward that school, they're in danger,
Yes.
not the kids. At that point, it needs to be flipped.
We have to set that instead of this glorifying, and it needs to be talked about, limited off the news. This is the last time we're going to talk about it, but it
All
just
right.
happened.
Deborah Calvert, our schools nationwide needs the same security like our White House. Just saying. Absolutely. They're our most valuable asset is our children.
It's our future.
And if we're not willing to stand up and protect them, we're going to see, and if this keeps up, you're going to see a decrease like we've seen in Bedford County. 247 kids leave from last year.
Yes.
A lot of them going home to school.
Yes.
Okay. I get it. Parents don't want to send their kids into the zoo.
That's right.
But that's what we got until we harden the target. And I'm sorry. If this offends somebody, this is just common sense.
Yeah.
A gun points at you, you throw bullets at them.
That's exactly what you do. There's no other option. I mean,
right. All right. So, I mean, I don't care. I don't know. It's debatable.
But
you hear teachers say, "Oh, we can't have guns." You don't have to. But somebody in there needs to have guns besides the SRO officers.
They need to not be scared of the gun and the person that's got it. A responsible person with the gun is your best friend. Trained. And look, anybody that owns a firearm knows this. You shoot your firearm regularly. You be used to your firearm. We're responsible owners.
And us taxpayers need to be willing to pay for that training.
That's right.
And maybe even an extra little pay for not only being a teacher, but a guardian.
That's right.
A protector.
And there's a younger generation that may not know as much about firearms. And we need to be teachers, and we need to be responsible teachers instead of maybe, getting on to them or something. If they're really wanting to learn, we need to start being teachers, because I was taught at a young age what the responsibility of a firearm.
And I was taught also that a gun was not a villain. It's the guy carrying the gun that has ill intent is the villain. Okay, the guy that wants to, the evil person,
yes,
that wants to harm somebody is not. It's not the gun. It's that person that's carrying the gun that has that intent. The gun is nothing but a tool that he's going to use. I mean, he could be coming in with a pick. Okay,
anything.
If he's coming in the front door with a sharp object with ill intent, you take him out.
It can be anything.
I'm sorry, but this is where we're at, Bo. And
it's
all
sad.
this stuff that Trey Gowdy said, I thought he was a conservative. He didn't think when he spoke.
No,
on
he
this
didn't.
One.
It was a knee. The knee-jerk reactions that we get after these are sad and pitiful. But everybody had to have their little say in what they thought. Guys, let's just pray for these people and be there for it. I mean, we don't all need to discuss every little part and what did this happen right or that. Yes, we know we need to secure, and we should learn from everyone. But as far as glorifying and just keep on talking about this evil, whatever he was that committed this act, game over, end of story. He shouldn't be mentioned anymore, but we can learn off of this.
Yeah. All right, Bo. Let's lighten things up just a little bit.
Please. Okay. We've had
let's don't. Locally,
okay. All right, I'll get back.
Locally, late yesterday.
Yes, no.
There's been a lady missing here for several months, and her car was found in what appears to be her body. Miss Sarah Paget was brought out of Normandy Lake, the way it looks. And of course, there's an ongoing investigation. We know no more than that, but it sounds like that her body was located. Yes. Unfortunately, it ended this way. Yes. And we're sad for that situation.
We're glad that there's closure for the situation. I know, there's kind of been wondering. There's been no answers. This has been, I think she's been missing since April.
Early April. Yeah.
So I don't know. Investigation's going. I'm not going to speculate, but I'm glad that there's some closure for the family there. And
she don't have a lot of family here, but she had a lot of friends and some family, but it's that mystery is over now. Unfortunately, ended this way. All right, Bo. Changing to a lighter note. In the morning at 7:00 on the square.
8:00. Changed to 8.
8:00.
Yeah, we got to 8. Yeah.
Why 8?
Well, because I've talked to some people and they're going to be out late at the horse show, and I just don't want a bunch of sleepyheads coming. It's 8. We're
Okay, 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna be there. I'll
But
be
see-
there earlier.
But see, some folks got to work starting at 8, so then you gonna miss
okay,
that crowd.
I'll
So
be there
you're
at 7.
No, I'm just kidding. 8's fine. I'm not gonna be able to be there, Bo, but you got probably some guys that are retired
Yeah, probably.
that like pocket knives.
Yeah, probably.
And why don't you tell them what you're gonna do?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get back to the great American tradition of whittling and talking. It's pretty simple.
Hey, let me tell you something. That's a Southern thing.
It is a Southern thing,
and it's a good thing.
And I've seen it here before, but the last place that I saw this, and this is what I'm talking about, is whittling. Just sitting and whittling with your pocket knife and cedar. In Lincoln County, they had a group there, and they would sit, on the courthouse maybe once a week. I think they got every day.
We had it up here too.
Yeah,
I've got a picture.
You've got a picture.
I've put it on Shelbyville now before.
It's time to bring back whittling at the square. And look, people always ask me, what are you making when you're whittling? I say, I'm making a mess. So
that's exactly right.
It's on, but that mess will be. We would like to do something with our shaving. So
here's what you do with your shavings, Bo. Here's what you do. You get a small paper bag. You put them in there, and you punch holes in it, and you go put it in your drawer.
Oh yes, but
that cedar stuff is some good smelling stuff.
If I can get quite a bit of a group there, at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'd like to do this regularly on Fridays, and just start a group of men, whoever, just come and whittle. Now you don't have to whittle, but I will have some whittling sticks.
Well, you can sit and tell lies.
Yeah, you can whittle and lies. It's like fishing. It gets it. It's good for the soul. Early. It's Friday. You got good.
Is there a bench up there that you can sit on?
There are.
Where is this going to happen?
At the square, Shelbyville Square, on the courthouse. There is
on the courthouse.
Well, there's a monument.
Okay, the veterans.
There's a veterans monument that a local bell buckle man made several years ago, and there's benches around there. I'm going to start there, and we're going to whittle there. And hey, look, you get to see all the names and the dedications, and and get to kind of be around the monument there. But we're going to whittle. I'm hoping it's an everybody event. I'd love to see veterans come out, because look, this is who's teamed with me here. It's the Disabled Veterans, the Bedford County chapter. So they have a booth set up at the celebration, at the horse show, and they sell whittling sticks. So I gave a donation. They gave me some whittling sticks.
All right,
we're going to have whittling sticks,
all right.
And it's at 7 or 8 a.m. I've moved it to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning on the square.
All right, let's get to the important part. What kind of knife you got?
What kind of knife do I have?
Yeah.
Well, I have a case.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah, let me get what I have is a case. It's made between 1940 and 1965.
All right.
It is a
so
case double X. This is older. I like the older. I like the blade.
That's a real thing right there.
Yeah, I like the blades. That one's been sharpened.
Walks and talks.
Oh, it does.
There's your whittling blade right there.
That is it. And
that's
you see
your
how
blade.
You see the character, how many times it's been sharpened. It's there. You can't
impressive.
Make that in years. Thank you. I'm very proud of that.
Green bone case. That's worth some money, Bo. I got a 1974 hen and rooster. And the blade that I would whittle with is just that big blade right there that's got a little wear on it, very similar to yours.
Yes.
My favorite to whittle with is a kissing crane knife with a small, squared off spade blade. I think is what it's called. It's not like that,
yes,
but it has a little blunt point, and it's a little short blade.
Yeah, I use this little shorter one too on there. But it doesn't matter. The thing is what blade works for you is the best. Some people like the long blade. My brother Tyler likes the long blade. That's not my deal. I like
Tyler going. Is he going to be?
Well, I don't know if he gets up there early, but
here's the thing. So you got
whittling. He may, but he's been whittling every night at the celebration with me.
All right. So whittling is basically making curls come off that. Off that. It's got to be curls,
little
unbroken, and you won't go down that whole thing and just have a big old long curls, and it hits the ground. And every time one hits the ground, you tell a lie.
Yeah, that's what they say.
All right, so you got all this stuff, and you were talking about having to clean it up. Honestly, Bo, this is cedar shavings. It should be let the wind carry it away and leave a good smell.
Well, I think so, but
that's not litter.
Well, I know it's not, but I don't want the last thing I want is to leave a place worse than I found it. And if that's considered
if you leave cedar shavings, you're leaving it better than what it was.
I love the smell of
I promise you that.
Well, I do invite anybody that wants to come out, and maybe we can start a new tradition here in Bedford County, and we can be called a name. We can all make up a name of who we are or whatever, but you don't have to whittle. We do encourage whittling. And I would just love to see something this has kind of just been a brain creation for me.
Creation.
Yes,
all right. We're going to close in just a minute. Before we do, let's hear from our sponsors.
Yes.
Norris Plumbing, third generation plumber here in Shelbyville and Bedford County, covers all the area. Let's hear from him. We'll be right back to close things down.
Norris Plumbing has been serving our community for 3 generations, providing reliable solutions for every plumbing need. From water heaters and water lines to kitchens, baths, and complete repiping, our team delivers quality workmanship you can trust. Professional service means arriving on time, explaining the problem, and completing the job with precision. At Norris Plumbing, we stand behind our work because your home deserves the very best. Call Norris Plumbing today at 931-703-5915. Norris Plumbing, trusted, professional, dependable.
Again, we want to thank our sponsor, Norris Plumbing,
Yes.
here in Bedford County,
Local.
for sponsoring Real Talk. And Bo, I think you might have some people that's going to sit around with you tomorrow. And I hope I wish I could be there, but I hope you have a good crowd. And it's something you're going to have to. You might sit there with just a couple guys, but let's start a new tradition. Let's bring it back.
I hope so.
All right,
We're gonna start something.
everybody,
Anyway.
get out this weekend on Friday night and support your local high school football
Yes, we got some
football
We
teams.
got
We got
football,
Shelbyville
college.
playing.
We got a bunch of football.
Oh yeah, Shelbyville goes over to Marshall County and Lewisburg and plays there.
Pick up the W. It's
Yeah.
time to pick up the W.
Yeah, we got Cascade. I can't remember who they're playing, but I know that Moore County is playing Community, and I think maybe Cascade's playing Unionville. I can't remember. I don't have a schedule
But
here.
they're all
you
playing
know,
tomorrow night.
They're all playing tomorrow night. So
Check
there
out
was
your
a rumor.
local, your favorite.
There was a
team.
rumor some of them were playing tonight, but that's all wrong. So get out, support your teams.
And hey,
Go to
we got
Celebration.
Labor Day coming up, so
Yeah, have a
happy
safe-
Labor Day. If
Yeah.
I don't see you between or before then,
Yeah, we'll probably do Tuesday
we'll
for our
probably,
next broadcast.
Yeah, but we
Guys,
gotta have
thanks for
rest.
watching. Please share our video and like our video, and please comment. We won't have real talk here, so there's nothing wrong with disagreeing.
No.
We can do it in a good way.
We
All
can.
right. Y'all guys have a great weekend.